I accidentally quit YouTube for 3 months. It wasn't planned. It wasn't because of anything specific. It just kind of happened. I just stopped. Recently, I've been spending as much time as possible outside. We've been planting our gardens. My daughter and I have been going to the park, flying the drone, and taking pictures to greater and lesser success. It has helped me slow down and reprioritize what's most important in my life. You see, during the pandemic, our church has been meeting online. We haven't met in person since March 2020. 14 months and counting. 66 videos between 2 channels, and I think something just hit in January. For no real reason, I just quit. I've been reflecting on that experience, and I want to share 2 things I think you might find helpful. Number 1, your time and your energy are valuable and limited. They are finite resources. You only have 24 hours in the day, and you only have so much energy to spend in those 24 hours. We need to learn to use them wisely. What are the things I really want to be doing? And more importantly, who are the people who matter most to me? It's a video. And I get it, we all have jobs, things need to get done, groceries need to get picked up, laundry needs to get done, everyone has certain things we'd rather not do. But after those things are done, how are you spending your time? If you can't quite figure it out or don't want to be honest with yourself, take your phone out and look at your screen time tracker. It'll tell you pretty quickly. Your time and your energy are unfortunately or fortunately zero-sum games, and regardless of how much you want to make or do something, unless you make the time or energy for it, it's not gonna happen. Number 2, giving something up, quitting something helps clarify its priority in your life. Good and bad, positive and negative. When you quit something, it reveals how much you really need it, and maybe more importantly, how much you think you need it, and whether you were correct in the first place. So what am I gonna do with this? Over the next few months, and maybe even through the summer and longer, I'm gonna quit certain things for the purpose of figuring out their place in my life and whether I even need them at all. Okay, a couple things that I probably shouldn't have to say, but I'm gonna say anyways. I'm not gonna be quitting my family, and I'm also not gonna be quitting my job. That should be obvious, but okay, there it is. This is more about evaluating habits and hobbies and trying to figure out what leads to greater health in life and what doesn't lead to greater health and life. I recently have been reading a book by James K.A. Smith called You Are What You Love, where he describes everything we do as liturgy. Liturgy is a Christian term. It's typically thought of as forms of like public worship, more precisely like a form according to which public religious worship services, especially Christian worship, is conducted. And that may be true, but the reality is that liturgy is a form of education where we get to learn what is most important and what matters. Liturgy points our minds and our hearts towards something specific. And James K.A. Smith says that everything we do is liturgy, and that liturgy either teaches us to love or not to love. With that background, I'm going to evaluate everything I do through the lens of liturgy, habits, rituals that teach me to love more or less, God, others, and myself. See, one of the things I've been learning is that as a dad, I realize the habits that I form help teach my kids how to love God, how to love others, and how to love themselves, more or less. So here's the challenge, and I'm inviting you along. Learn to love more by doing less.